Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 80 of Serendipity, and this one is titled Clearing Muddy Waters. That's just unfortunately what they do, Deku said sadly. That's not fair though. Someone needs to tell them off, he replied angrily. That's why I rang the editor back, annoyed with him because of how many times he rang and left messages. They think they can just do whatever they like with no regards for anyone else. You rang the editor? Deku asked with surprise. When? Before, you said flippantly. The day after we saw the stupid news saying that you and I were on the rocks. Oh, Deku said with a concerned look on his face. Oh, so that's where the comment in the article came from. Yes, but I wasn't rude. How come they get to do whatever and say whatever, but if I try and defend myself, then I'm the person who's nasty and supposedly been to rehab and has cracked and... Did you read the article? Deku asked. I told you not to. It's all useless lies and rumours. It's best if you... But I hate that no one's doing anything about these reports, you yelled, angry tears streaming down your cheeks. Deku knew you were right, and he hated seeing you like this. But what would be the best thing to do at this point? Should he address the rumours and risk more popping up? Should you make an announcement and risk being slandered once again? Should he just let this all blow over? His face fell and he sighed heavily, reaching out to give you a hug. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, he said sadly. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Tell them all to stop making up stories and lying, you wobbled through bitter tears. Why can't they just leave us alone? Deku hugged you tighter and nodded. I'll fix everything. I'll make it all better, he said, pulling you back and giving you a determined look. Tomorrow I'll start. You sniffed and nodded, wiping the tears from your eyes. I'm sorry. I'm so emotional. Everything just gets to me. I'm pretty sure it's just the pregnancy hormones, but I'm still annoyed at the stupid papers. Deku nodded. I'm sure if I explain everything, then they should understand. I don't think so, you sighed, but I just want these rumours cleared up. I'll do the best I can, Deku promised. True to his word, Deku set about calling papers and organising his own interviews so that he could clear up this mess. He even rang the chief editor of Heroes Daily and apologised on your behalf and set up an interview time so that they could have the exclusive for details regarding your pregnancy and plans for the future. My wife has been under a lot of unnecessary scrutiny, Deku said as he spoke to the editor. With her being pregnant as well as everything else going on, it all just got to her, so I'm sure you can imagine if every day of your life is misrepresented. Understandable, the editor replied. I will talk to her myself when you come in for the interview, but please let her know that for now there are no hard feelings. It's quite all right. Thank you, Deku replied, standing to bow while still on the phone. After making the necessary calls, he walked to your office to let you know that everything was in place to start clearing up these rumours, starting with a press conference that afternoon. You're welcome to come and stand with me on the podium, but I understand if you prefer not to, he said kindly. I'll stand, you said bravely. I'll be with you up there. Okay, he said with a relieved smile. And then tomorrow we have an exclusive with Heroes Daily. You grimaced. I did speak with the editor and explain the situation, he said quickly to quell your concerns. Okay, you said softly. He said that he would talk to you tomorrow, but he wanted me to pass on the message that there are no hard feelings, he said. Okay, well, that's good, but I'm still not happy with his persistence, you said with a light scowl. Yes, I know, Deku said, but I'm sure we'll be able to work something out. That afternoon you got ready to face the masses at the press conference and stood beside Deku nervously as you waited to go on stage at the local hall. Reporters from every gossip magazine and newspaper were there, waiting to get some juicy snippets of information from Deku or yourself that they could make something big and messy out of, like taking comments out of context. And finally, at the cue from the floor manager, you and Deku walked onto stage to polite clapping. You smiled pleasantly, even though you wanted to scowl at all of them, and Deku held up a hand to wave before leaning into the microphone. Thank you all for coming, he said politely. It's not often that I address rumours about myself or my wife, but seeing as these ones have been particularly hurtful, I've decided to set the record straight. Cameras flashed and reporters held their little microphones out to catch everything Deku was saying, so he continued. First and foremost, my wife and I are very much in love. He looked across at you and gave you a tender smile. So the rumours that we're on the rocks is very false, and I do not appreciate such things being said about us. The way he said it made your heart flutter with love and pride, and you stepped up a little closer to him. As for the photoshopped images of my wife supposedly coming out of respite, those are most definitely false, and if any photoshopping like that happens again, I will press charges for character defamation. There was a mumbling through the crowd, and Deku gave them all a stern look. My wife and I are expecting a baby. We're excited, as you can imagine. We just want to enjoy this time together, preparing for the arrival of our little one, but it really puts a damper on things when there are hurtful rumours flying around. You nodded in agreement, and as Deku paused, you stepped in, so he allowed you to stand at the mic and say your piece. I've always gone about my life quietly, as best I can. I do my work for the day, and then I come home with my husband, and we have dinner together and plan for the future. Never have I done anything deserving of such unkind words. If in future you have a problem with me, come and talk to me and we will sort it out like decent human beings. You looked out at the crowd, giving them a nod before stepping back and handing over to Deku. And rightly so. Stay tuned for chapter 91. Nope, not 91. 81. I am getting so mixed up. Coming tomorrow.